Well, it is now time for weather with Nebraska Extension Ag climatologist and Market Journal Chief Meteorologist Al Dutcher. Well, Al, we've seen a significant warm-up and some precipitation across the state. How are things looking as we turn to the week ahead?
Well, Bryce, we did see those warmer temperatures early in the week, and then, of course, we had that storm system moving out into the southern part of the country. That brought some well-received moisture into portions of eastern Nebraska, particularly east central, southeast, and south central Nebraska. Precipitation totals were consistently between the 1/2 an inch and to about the inch amounts. And for the month, some of these locations in southeastern Nebraska have now received between 2 and 3 inches of moisture. Yet you go north and west of Grand Island and we've rarely been able to receive maybe a 1/4 inch the entire month. So even though these systems are missing us, we are getting moisture to the south of us, and we continue that trend. So hopefully, as we start to warm up, which has been a slow process this spring, we'll start to see some of that moisture evacuation coming up into our region, and as it moves in with frontal boundary systems moving through the region, can interact and dump moisture more to the north and northwest of where we've been seeing this moisture. So let's take a look at the upper air models and see how this storm system coming in early next week will play out. First thing I'll draw your attention to is the cold air associated with the system that comes through midweek is now over the eastern United States. So we're in a northwest flow, and the cooler temperatures have been hanging pretty consistent across eastern Nebraska. Much warmer conditions across western Nebraska. We do have a surface low situated over central portions of Wyoming. That will allow some warmth coming into the south, from the south across basically the western 2/3 of the state. And by the time we get to tomorrow, we will see that high pressure system building into our region. So we're going to return to 60s and 70s across the state, warmer temperatures across the west. Nothing in the way of moisture. Most of that's off to the northeast. And of course, with the impending storm system coming in the western United States, we'll start to see moisture taken up across California up to Washington. By Monday, this storm system digs into the southwestern United States. There's going to be a deep flow of moisture starting to move toward the north, particularly as we get late in the day on Monday. Low pressure up in Montana will not have any moisture to work with. Most of this will be confined to the western 1/4 of the United States. Now, as we get into Tuesday, now we'll start to see some wraparound moisture around this low pressure system as we have surface low over Texas and in northeastern Colorado. Perfect ingredients for some upslope moisture as it wraps around. We can see the precipitation trying to build in across most of the Intermountain region. By the time we get to Wednesday, this low starts to really wind up, and it's going to have some fairly significant energy to work with. Moisture is going to be wrapped around this system, and we should see a decent scattering of thunderstorms all the way from eastern Texas northward through the eastern half of Nebraska, particularly targeting northeastern Nebraska. Time we get to Thursday, this low pressure kind of slows down, kind of opens up a little bit too as it weakens. Had low pressure in northeastern portions of Oklahoma will keep this moisture wrapped around, and it actually creates a convergence zone from southwestern Nebraska all the way up into the upper peninsula of Michigan. Hopefully this will pan out and we'll get some decent moisture at the surface. By Friday, this low pressure system itself in the upper atmosphere starts to open up, start to lose some of its punch, and we'll see drier air coming in behind it. So most of the precipitation that will be associated on Friday will be in eastern Nebraska, and this might be even overplaned at some extent. As we go into the 8 to 14-day forecast, takes us from next Thursday to the following Tuesday, we have below normal conditions basically being supported by the models as we see that northwest flow. So it's going to be a slow, gradual warm-up continuing into this spring period. And in terms of precipitation, we notice a shot of above normal moisture over Colorado. That's with several waves coming down on this northwest flow. And then if we go even further out into the future, around the 6th to the 8th, another impending storm system works into our region, and we have another decent shot of a significant storm activity in the Central Plains.